Guys, I don't know what to tell you. The results just keep coming in. 4 months from 0 to 3.4K a month in traffic, worth, by the way, according to Ahrefs, 8.7K. Meaning, if you were to pay Google for all the keywords these pages rank for that bring in almost 4K a month in traffic, you'd be spending around 8.7K a month out of your pocket. So this guy, in 4 months, took his traffic from 0 to 3.4K a month in organic search traffic, mostly US-based, worth 8.7 thousand. All this done using our tool, of course. You know, I am 100% biased, but it just works. Here's a bit of a breakdown. If you go to top pages right here, this is the top page. Let me just show you the whole domain first. The whole domain as a whole gets 3.6K a month in organic search traffic. Okay, there you go, 3.6K. But if you go to top pages right here, you can see the pages which are pulling in this traffic, right? If I open up all these right here, right, these are all /post pages, meaning they're basically blog posts, right? So if I go here to post, go back to the home page, I see it's 3.4K. So out of the 3.6K in traffic this site is getting, 3.4 is off of these blog posts, right? And if I open this up, right, I'll try my best to hide in the site. This is all done using AI. All these posts are AI. Header, key takeaways, AI images, quotes right here, in article videos, internal links, external links, all of this is done using AI. In specific, using my AI called Arvo, which you by now should know about because I'm always spamming this because it just works, okay? And you just go in here, SEO article, and just created a bunch of blog posts. Again, all these go here again to top pages, /posts. These are all posts done using Arvo, and it clearly is working. And it's not just working for some vanity traffic metric. No, this traffic is actually worth something, right? Because again, if you were to want to rank for the keywords, if you were to want to pay Google for the keywords, these 4,000 keywords this domain is ranking for, you'd pay almost $9,000 every single month, right? So it's just another proof that this that Arvo works. And by the way, Arvo isn't a magic tool, right? Anything that this does, you can do like manually, right? This is not a magic tool. We just basically accelerate the process in which you can produce content, interlink, optimize, all that stuff. Like anyone, any human can do this, right? This is all done with AI. Any human can do this. Any human can do this, okay? Before I talk a bit more about this, let me just go back into the site itself to do a proper case study. So again, first thing you gotta focus on right here is you don't just want to be producing content just for the sake of producing content, right? Blog pages, feature pages, comparison pages. No, you want to be producing content that actually has some search value, okay? So the very first step, and it's the most boring step, is keywords, right? Think about your brand, think about the product or service you sell, and think, okay, what would a potential customer of my brand, what could they be searching for on Google, GPT, etc.? Because by the way, they're also being cited in AI search engines right here. And if you want to learn a bit more about how to get cited in our rank on ChatGPT, Perplexity, Grok, etc., click, I think it's up here, to watch that video. Or I'll leave it in the description below. Yeah, don't worry, don't click this right now. I'll leave the link for how to rank on LLM, SEO, or GEO, Generative Engine Optimization. I'll leave a link in the description so you can learn a bit more about this, because that's a topic for another video. But going back to this, right, the reason why they're so successful, right, the reason why they grew so fast, 0 to 4K, 9,000 worth of value, is because they did this, right? They look for the keywords people are searching for, right? And then they produce content that satisfy these keywords search intent, right? In the form of blog posts, or for example, for Arvo, we're a software company, right? As you know, right? A software company has features, so we produce feature pages. We talk about our features. If you were to be an e-commerce store, you have like a product page, for example, Epic Gardening. You go here, they sell gardening supplies. So of course they have a product page that's optimized for to rank on Google. And I'll talk a bit more about this in a bit, right? This is all optimized with the material breakdown, FAQs, all this stuff, right? And so the type of content you want to be producing is based off of the things and content that's already ranking for certain keywords. So for example, going back to this, if I have a list of keywords I want to rank for, right? What I do next is I just paste in these keywords on Google and see, okay, who is ranking for these keywords, okay? What domains, and I make a list of those domains, and what type of content is ranking for these keywords. Because if it's a video ranking, well, it tells me, hey, listen, for this keyword, Google is valuing video, right? For example, black hat SEO tips, right? If I search this up, right, I see that the first results are videos. So it would be dumb of me to produce like a written or a blog. Not entirely dumb, because it also ranks, but Google clearly is prioritizing video formats here. And this could be because I'm just not using a VPN and all that stuff, but you get the point, right? Again, look for, after you have the keywords, right? And I'll leave a link in the description as well on how to come up with these keywords. It's quite simple. And a bit of a caveat here. I'll do a parenthesis here to teach you a bit on how to come up with these keywords, because it's not necessarily about the search volume. It's about the money. For example, let's say I have an iPhone repair shop, right? And people come into my store, right? Before they have to come into my website, right? They come into my website and they come into my shop too, so I can fix their iPhones, right? My website could be ranking for keywords like how to repair an iPhone, but it could also be ranking for keywords like where to repair an iPhone, or how much does it cost to repair an iPhone, right? And let's say the keyword how has 10,000 searches a month, but the keywords where and how much have only 1K, right? I'd much rather be ranking for these that have low search volume than for this one. Why? Because the keyword how, someone searching for how, tells me that they want to learn how to do it themselves, while someone searching for where or how much, it tells me they want to hire someone to do it for them. So it's not about the search volume, it's about the buying intent, right? The intent behind that search query. And so if I were to do like, just erase this a bit, I'm running out of space. If I were to do like a matrix, I call this my keyword matrix, where in the y-axis we have the buying intent, and in the x-axis we have the traffic, and usually the higher the traffic, right, the higher the competition as well. I would put my keywords here in this matrix, and I wouldn't go for keywords here nor here. I would go for keywords in these two quadrants. Why? Because they have high buying intent. High buying intent, low traffic, high buying intent, high traffic. Going for here, right, this is the worst quadrant you can go for. Why would you go for low buying intent, high traffic? So not only it's a competitive keyword, so hard to rank for, but then even if you rank for that, you're not going to make any money. So that's dumb. And again, the reason why you see this value that's so high right here is because this traffic is actually traffic with that associated with keywords, all these keywords who have a certain buying intent that's high. Hopefully that made sense. Okay. So with that parenthesis out of the way, take the keywords, plaster them onto Google, plaster them on ChatGPT, and see who's ranking, what sites are ranking for those keywords, and what type of content. Because then you're going to emulate that type of content, right? And why do you look at who? Well, because then you can just put in their domains here in Google, in the Ahrefs, and see, okay, what's their DR, right? How many backlinks do they have? Can we replicate those backlinks? And you should. And I'll leave another link for another video on how to build backlinks, because that's very important, because SEO isn't just about producing content, right? These guys aren't getting all this traffic just by producing content, right? I mean, they sort of are, because they have no backlinks, but I would advise you to do the holistic thing of SEO, which is building the content, building the backlinks, doing the technical SEO, technical SEO being the boring stuff like the site speed and all that stuff, which I'll cover in a bit. And yeah, that's basically it. This isn't really meant to be a video on how to do SEO. It's more of a case study. So I don't want to make this super long. But that's basically what these guys are doing. And just to piggyback on what I said before about these AI citations, let me show how this works. Like, for example, these guys right here, they have a Shopify store that sells these garden beds. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. Now, if I go into ChatGPT and I say, hey, I do gardening at home, but every winter, my wooden garden beds get all messed up because of the rain. Now, I'll tell you why I'm doing this right now. I'm doing it as an example. And this is more of a GEO, Generative Engine Optimization, which I made a video on as well. I'll leave it down below in the description, which is basically how to show up here. But all these LLMs work, right? It's a funnel, a conversational funnel, right? You give it a prompt, this right here, it gives you an answer, right? Then based off of this answer, you prompt it again, gives you another answer. And as you're prompting it, going down in the funnel, right, eventually you reach a point where you have your answer to the product you want to buy, to the service you want to buy, to the info you want to gather, right? Where previously with Google, when you search for something on Google, right, search for something, right, a website would pop up, maybe a YouTube video would pop up second, maybe like a Reddit post would pop up third, and based on your search, you'd click this, open it up, read through it, investigate it, click this, watch the video, right, click this, see the Reddit comments, see all this thing, and then take your conclusions and go from there, right? with these conversational-based search engines, which is basically what LLMs are, they do the info for you. So you search for something, right? They go onto the web, they click anywhere and everywhere, they look at all the websites, look at all the info, and then they conveniently put the info into a little text, right? Just like what's happening now with Google AI Mode, right? Google AI Mode, can dogs, this is not Google AI Mode, this is AI Overview, which is different, but it's sort of the same thing, right? Can dogs eat strawberries, right? Having this right here is way more user-friendly, because I don't want to have to go here and click this and read through it and click this and find my answer, right? No, I want Google to do this for me and then give me the concise information into a little thing right here with, of course, the sources, right? It's way more convenient. That's what this does, right? The thing is that this is not conversational because this is AI mode, AI overviews. Google's AI mode is conversational, and it is better. It's basically just as if you have ChatGPT embedded into Google. Point being is that, again, this is conversational. First prompt, second prompt. Now, how do I show up? If I own this Shopify store, how do I show up right here? Right? So let me tell you, galvanized steel, etc. Okay, metal seems good. Any brands out there that sell garden beds made out of steel, right? And now, well, because I talk about my material breakdown here, if GPT browses to my site, it knows, right? We use thick, ultra-durable steel, non-toxic USDA approved paint. Let's say, for example, I'm allergic to paint. Anyone selling, what's the name of this? Non-toxic approved paint, garden beds. You get the point. There's infinite prompts, infinite ways we can reach the same point right here, right? To this funnel, right? We could be in the same point. We could have the same product be recommended, but have a multitude of different prompts be prompted into this, right? But because it's conversational, it's going to be funneling down right here. And I don't know if in this case you're going to recommend them or not, but you get the point. Same thing for like software, right? Thinkific, it's a platform where you can like host online courses on, right? You go here, you host your online course. Pretty straightforward. They have this page that compares them versus the competition, right? The cost savings, the features for them versus the competition, all this stuff, right? If I go here and I say, okay, I want to host an online course. What's the best platform for that? Again, I'm in the top of the funnel, literally. Top of the funnel, prompt answer, right? I'm going to go back and forth until I have my answer, okay? I want this, for some reason broke, right? I want something with unlimited, let's see here, what was the thing? Unlimited students, right? Because why not? Unlimited students and not too expensive. This broke for some reason, but you get the point, right? Well, the reason why it's going to recommend Thinkific is because it knows, not sure why this is breaking, but it knows based off of this that, hey, yeah, Thinkific offers unlimited students. Point being is that if you want to show up on these LLMs, you have to give them as much context as you possibly can. Because what if they had this feature, but they didn't mention it, right? Well, the AI would never know about it, right? Not even their customers. I'm not sure why this is breaking, but I made a video on this before. It recommends Thinkific because of that exactly. But yeah, not sure why this is not working. Yeah, you get the point. Oh, there you go. Teachable, Thinkific, boom. Right, you get the point. And the sources will be from here. For example, let me see where the sources are. Or for example, if I go into Perplexity and ask it the same thing, I want to host an online course, but I need a platform that allows me to have unlimited students. And lo and behold, where are the sources, right? Where did they pick up the info from? Review sites, Thinkific itself, right? Because they talk about this stuff, right? You have to talk about this stuff. There you go. Before, if you want to show up here. And again, I won't make this super in-depth. Again, I made a video on this. You can click down below in the description to watch it, the full thing. Point being is that this works. And just to finish off, when I talked about SEO, I talked about there being three main pillars: on-page SEO, off-page SEO, oh, that's off, and technical SEO. On-page, again, is what we talked about here. It's what happens on the site, right? So what's written right here, right? What you wrote, how you wrote it, the keywords you're targeting, the images, the links, the videos, all the stuff that you read right here that targets the keyword, the search intent. Which, by the way, if you're using Arvo, you can use it to generate content to give you results like this right here, which are, insane, it's just 4 months. Or if you just want to use ChatGPT or even a human to write the content, you can then just use Arvo to edit the content. So you can delete all this and import your own content right here. And then you can use our AI features to go and say, okay, add links here, or sprinkle in a couple of keywords right here, or rewrite this, make a list, make a table, or even use custom prompts. Or you can say, put the car underwater. You can change up the images. I have no credits, but yeah, you get the point. You can change the images as you go. Actually, let me just do some magic. Okay, and magically now I have 500 credits. So if I go here again and I just say, put this underwater, it will take into account the context of the article as a whole, the context of the image, the context of where this image is inserted in, and put the same car, same make, same model underwater. These are AI-based images. Again, this is a weird prompt, but you get the point. You can change things around if you like. There you go. Bit of a weird thing right here, but you can change things around. You can even select the whole article, or you can just speak with it, just if you were speaking with ChatGPT, like, I don't like the intro, make it more beginner friendly, add a link to barada.com and an image in the third paragraph. Again, if I hit enter, you can just speak back and forth and change the article as you go. Point being is that you don't need to use Arvo to generate the content. You can, because clearly it is it is working right here as you see this. You can just use it to edit the content, okay? But speaking again about the 3 main pillars, which I just wrote about, but I deleted for mistake: on page, off page, right? We covered on page. And technical. Off page is basically building backlinks, which is key, right? I go here to Arvo and I can show you immense case studies of these people. Where is it? Backlinks, for example. I think we had one right here where he grew his traffic just mostly off of building backlinks, right? Again, you can watch through it, but the results are just insane, right? Insane. Link building does work, and it's a part of you should be a part of your SEO strategy, like your holistic SEO strategy, because just relying on page isn't enough. Just relying on link building isn't enough. Just relying on technical SEO isn't enough. Which technical SEO is like the boring stuff, like site speed, schema markup, meta titles, meta tags. As an example, like if your site is super slow, even if you have the best on page, the best off page, if it's super slow, people click it, and if it takes too long, they're just going to click off and click the second one. So you need to tackle all these 3 pillars, which, funny enough, my tool also does, which if you go here, site optimizer, create new optimizer, add your site, add the language, add how many pages you want. It basically crawls your site, crawls a bunch of pages on your site. Here I did 50 for my site. It tells me for all these technical optimizations, page titles, meta descriptions, canonicals, image alt text, internal links, schema, right? What it recommends I do, for example, right? Page titles. It tells me, hey, listen, Vasco, for this page right here, with this URL, I recommend you change your page title from this to this. And here's why, right? And this is very important. If I go here, for example, arvo.com/blogger, which basically this is just a page of integration page, like could be like a product page, could be like a service page, a location page. But right here, this is our page title, meta title right here, and our meta description. And these should be optimized for 2 things. 1, SEO. Right? In other words, you have to sprinkle in your keywords, sprinkle in the keywords you want to rank for, both in the title and in the description. Key, very important. And then CTR, click-through rate. Okay, you want to write this in a way that's enticing for people to click on, right? It's very important. For example, Dallas Plumber. I give this example all the time, but I think it's important that I give it again. If I go here and scroll down and try to find these guys real quick, where is it? Yeah, so who do you think is more enticing to click on, right? Out of these 2, right? This result, which by the way has schema markup right here, little star rating right here, which if you want to have this in your listing, local business, service, software, just watch the video. I'll put a video on this, on how to do this in the description, so click it, go give it a watch. The point being is that these have different meta titles, right? And this is much more enticing to click on, in my opinion, than this, which is super simple. That said, I think this can compensate for the fact that they have this right here. So having a title that's optimized for clicks is also very important, right? Very, very important, not just for SEO, but for clicks as well. For example, I don't know, let me see here. This right here is not very good because it's too long. It's long enough that anything they wrote after doesn't even show up, right? It's not good. And this one, right? They have their phone number right here. So they might get less clicks, but they might get more calls because people don't have to click to find the number, which could hurt you in the long run, but I guess it's a video for another time. Point being, hopefully you get the point. Hopefully I'm conveying my point across, is that you can optimize things. And here it says, hey, change it to this, and here's why. This title is much more descriptive and includes relevant keywords like AI-powered, SEO, blog writer, and blogger, which are likely search terms of users looking for AI writing tools. So again, the sprinkling in of your keywords, the SEO optimization. It also emphasizes the free trial, which can attract clicks. The CTR, the second factor of this right here. And if you just hit apply, the AI will log into your CMS and just change it just like that. And based on what you apply in this card, it will learn for future recommendations. Same thing for descriptions, image alt text. I can assure you, if you try this right now, you'll have a bunch of images with alt text, which you need. Internal links, I mean, surely you have a bunch of pages on your site, your blog page 1, blog post 2, your home page, your service page, your product page, your about us page, doesn't matter, right? These need to be interlinked between each other in a way that makes sense. You need to have for SEO, you need to have a proper internal linking structure built in, right? And what this means is, okay, finding 2 pages which make sense linking out to, choosing the anchor text, the little text you click into to link to the page, and then building actually the link. But this takes a ton of work. So what this does is it finds pages it thinks you should have interlinking structure on and tells you, hey, listen, we think you should link this page to this one using this anchor text, and here's why. And if you hit apply, it'll just create that internal link just like that. Schema as well, FAQ schema, article schema. Again, schema is what helps you with having stuff like this. The little star rating right here. Again, I'll leave a link on how to do this, but this is done with schema, which is like a little snippet of code, super simple. And that's basically it. That's the video. Again, results are achieved with SEO. People are making real money with it. Sites are ranking. This is not fake, and it's just off of building content. And these guys in specific use the content that Arvo allows them to produce. That's it. 4 months, insane results, and they're no different from you. And their DR is quite low. And it is working. It's not just a vanity metric. It is actual tangible value, mostly US based. So yeah, that's it. If you know a little bit more about this stuff, go watch this right here. And if you've watched this far, do me a huge favor and please comment AI SEO. That'll be amazing because you help me, you help the YouTube gods and the YouTube algorithm push this video out to more people. So that'll be amazing. Comment the words AI SEO and then click here to get a bit more context on how this stuff works. Cheers, take care. Bye-bye.